don't know. I just still feel like we shouldn't reward people for coming in here illegally when like they don't even pay taxes.
Yeah, they do. They pay $100 billion in taxes per the IRS.
I mean, I feel like two wrongs don't even make a right. Like, just because people acted unjustly doesn't mean that we should ignore not laws now.
Okay. Well, I don't think that we should ignore the law. I think that we should change it, right? You know, my argument is that we should change the law away from mass deportation and center it around mass amnesty to offer undocumented immigrants that are in this country without prior violent offenses, outstanding warrants for criminal offenses in other countries, or pretty crazy nonviolent criminal offenses, a pathway to residency or citizenship. Why? Because it'll benefit them and us. Right? We should put America first. That means doing what is in the best interests of our country. And what is in the best interests of our country as it would relate to policy focused on undocumented immigrants would be to allow them to become residents or citizens so they could productively provide more into the American economy, provide more into the American labor force, more into the American consumer base. This would recenter our industries on the global level, push us to heights that we've never seen before, while also raising more money and taxable revenue, since they'd be A, more incentivized to work over the table, and B, more incentivized to...
Mumbo jumbo.
What did you say?
And Cookie King mocks you.
Cookie King mogs me. No, the Matt Maxon has really been doing it for him. Well, she left. Bye, Sophie. We're going to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Go and hop in that queue if you support Trump. We had Army Talk on before we ended. Let's go and get Army Talk back up here. Yo, Purdy, thank you so much for the $8 over on Venmo, saying please approve my proposal. I still got to check it out. One second. So let's just shut up. 1 second. Purdy with the $8 says guidelines were updated yesterday. You've got this. I've just got to check them out. I appreciate you for letting me know, Purdy. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for the love for the $8 over on Venmo, Purdy. Now, Army, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to recenter away from what we were talking about before the live got banned, because it's probably what I got taken down. Why do you support Trump?
All right. Well, I mean, mainly because I don't want a bunch of illegal immigrants and illegally hopping the border to live in America. So why would you want that, though? Can you explain why you would want that?
So you're suggesting that I want undocumented entry? Why so?
I mean, you just had an argument that it was okay that they was doing it because apparently they pay taxes, but they're still illegal. Say they don't have their papers.
Okay, well, I just don't think that you were able to track that conversation. The conversation was centered around if I do or don't support mass deportation. Just because I don't support mass deportation doesn't mean that I do support undocumented entry. I think that the best solution is going to be one in where we offer undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, while also reducing undocumented immigration to this country by wiping out the incentive, which is the fact that the legal means of entry are unattainable, by making them attainable. Get pushed.
But why don't they just get their papers first before they illegally invade our country, though? So what's the point of
illegally? Why they don't go through the legal means?
Illegally invading our country, and then we just give them the papers just for them illegally invading our country?
Okay, so your first question was why do they choose to enter into America with the use of undocumented means? It's because the legal means are unattainable.
Okay, but why would we give illegals their papers for illegally entering our country, though? That's the point I'm trying to make here.
Because one, we share some culpability for the undocumented entry. We're the ones that created a system of legal immigration, which is terrible and unattainable. And two, it's because it makes our country better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like think about it this way. You were okay with rewarding a felon in the White House because you thought it made the country better. So how can you criticize me for wanting to reward civilians that committed misdemeanors citizenship because it makes our country better?
Okay, but a lot of them don't just commit misdemeanors. That's the thing here. A lot of them commit actual murders, things like that. You know, like just misdemeanors.
Like if you were actually listening to what I said to the last guest, I don't think
I joined 2 minutes ago.
If you're actually listening to what I said to the last guest, I don't think that undocumented immigrants that have committed prior violent offenses should be offered these pathways. But fun fact, did you know that you, as a natural U.S.-born citizen, are 2.5 times more likely to commit a violent crime such as murder than an undocumented immigrant?
Actually, no, I'm not, because I was born and raised right. More likely, unlike you. But
so you just said those facts were wrong. No, I'm literally telling you that natural U.S.-born citizens, statistically speaking, on average, are 2.5 times more likely to commit violent crimes than undocumented immigrants.
And I'm telling you, I'm not, though. I'm not that U.S. citizen.
Okay.
And the thing is
U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I heard you. But I'm saying I'm not. You know what? Just the thing is, why do you still support illegal immigrants, you know, trying to invade the country? Just Because I mean, apparently you support it if you want to just give them the papers, hands out scot free. I mean, that's what you want to
So
do.
yeah, I've already answered this. Were you listening?
But yeah. But the thing is, I don't understand.
Wait.
I don't
So
understand
then
it.
if you were okay, well then ask for clarification. Because if you were listening, then you would have heard me explain that while I do support mass amnesty, I think that mass amnesty is important for the immigrants, for us, for the country. I also support having a massive reduction in undocumented entry moving forward by removing the incentive for it. Like once again, the main incentive for undocumented entry.
But you don't support the massive reduction, though, because you don't.
The main incentive for undocumented entry is the fact that the legal means are unattainable. They're slow. They've been neglected by Congress for the last 25 years because they're used as a political talking point every 4 and 8 years, mainly by the GOP, in order to get your vote. If they were to implement a long-term solution that would actually work in reducing undocumented entry, such as making the legal means attainable as like humanly possible, then this wouldn't be an issue that they could run on every 4 and 8 years. That's why Donald Trump has never proposed a single piece of legislation in his 4.5 years as president to make our legal means of entry into this country better. Right? Think about it. I mean, it's clear. And then on top of that, like nobody wants to be an undocumented immigrant. Nobody wants to be ineligible to qualify for a loan. Nobody wants to be ineligible to qualify for Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, Section 8, etc. Nobody wants to be living in the threat of being deported. Nobody wants to be ineligible to like rent from like 95% of renters. Nobody wants to be in a position where they have less bargaining power than citizens, so they collect lower wages. Like nobody wants to be in those shoes. But the reason why they are in those shoes is because they want to be in this country to provide a better life for them and their kids. And the legal means of entry can take like 5 to 7 years on average, and they just simply don't have that time. It's not attainable, right? So the way that we should fix this issue is by making the legal means attainable. Obviously, they'll want that instead. And then anybody who wouldn't want that and would still opt to enter into this country undocumented would be the individuals that wouldn't qualify for the legal entry, not because it's unattainable, but because they're like a violent offender. You know what I mean? And that's when we'd crack down harder on the undocumented entry.
Right. But the thing is also, the illegal immigrants that do come in here and that are like completely illegal, they get paid more than the average American each month just from
I can't hear you.
insurance.
Can't hear anything that you're saying right now. No clue what you're saying. Just give me a second. I messed up. 1 second. All right, I can hear you again. What did you say?
I said a lot of the immigrants that do come over, they get paid more a month than a lot of people who actually got a job that are a citizen of the USA.
So no, like talking about the same job with the same qualifications, undocumented immigrants.
No, they don't have a job. They don't have to have a job. I'm saying they don't have a job. I'm saying they're still getting paid though, even though they're an illegal immigrant.
Who are they getting paid by if they don't have a job?
They're getting paid from their insurance.
Insurance? What insurance? Wait, insurance for what?
Hang on, let me look. Because I
Insurance.
had this.
Wait. Insurance doesn't just give you money.
But they're still getting paid.
Paid by who?
I just told you.
By insurance? So like what, the current like Progressive is just cutting them checks? Like what kind of insurance?
Their health insurance. Their health insurance because they'll go.
Wait. Did you know that health insurance doesn't give you money? They pay for your treatment at a hospital. They don't pay for you to have the dollar signs in the bank account. Right? And did you also know that undocumented immigrants don't qualify for federal health insurance like Medicaid or Medicare because they're not citizens? Did you know that you've fallen susceptible to all this propaganda, my good sir? Did you know that he actually just left alive because he got stunned and gagged? I guess you do now. Let's go to move on to the next Trump supporter. Everyone just give us a minute. Andrew, thank you for the for another $10 over on PayPal. So my question was, what was the Harris program on DRUG? Trafficking, because I was listening to a lot of politicians who said if specifically Harris would have become a president, then the DRUG imports would increase significantly. I'm not aware of her specific policy on that. And honestly, like, nor am I on Trump's. I don't know if either of them like made like focal policy surrounding that issue. You know, I think Donald Trump spoke about it more, but I don't think he actually spoke about it with plans. Welcome in, Jeffrey. Do you support Trump? No? Okay, bye, Jeffrey. Morgan, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Morgan says sending you so you could buy a new chair so you could stay on live longer. Yo, bro, I need to get that done. Dude, I've been like moaning about how I need to get a new chair every day for the last week. Okay, I just need to get it done. Thank you for the $10, Morgan. You are awesome. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Sunny, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that love, Sunny. Sunny just dropped the salute emoji. Thank you so much. Let's get 250 Sunny W's down below. Thank you so much. What's going on, Camaro? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how old are you?
22.
Okay, and why do you support the worst president of your life?
I wouldn't call him the worst president of my life,
I certainly would.
but I was also wondering your view on abortion.
Yeah, abortion is awesome.
And
More abortion, the better. You know, honestly, like abortion, nectar from the gods. I think that all American women should get at least 4 per month.
I think that's outrageous, but
Nah, bro. Like my girlfriend, she's gone 100 abortions in the last 3 days alone. All right, she's hitting those numbers. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I can't understand how someone can't feel at least a little bit of guilt after that.
For getting 100 abortions in 3 days?
Yeah, I mean, you're killing their life. So.
If you think that a woman can possibly get 100 abortions in 3 days, you're not qualified to talk about it.
I mean, well, she can do what she wants, I guess, but
There you go. There's the right answer.
In terms of morality, you know. But yeah. Well, why do you think abortion is okay? Let's go with that.
So, do you support Trump because he wants it to be banned?
Well, no, that's not why. I just was wondering your view on abortion, really.
Yeah, my view is that women and girls should be able to access abortion. Not only because abortion can be life-saving, but also because I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So why do you support Trump? Let's start there.
Well, I initially voted for him because he said that he was going to get rid of overtime on taxes on overtime. That was my initial thought, and I thought it's going to make America more money initially.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm half and half with me supporting Trump. So
hopefully I'll throw you over the line here. The no tax on overtime, 1, it expires in 2 years. 2, it's only a deduction up to $20,000. And 3, when we factor in for all of the other changes in economic policy, funding, tax code, in the big beautiful bill, etc., we learned from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities that every American making at or under $50,001 per year will have less purchasing power. Sure, you may get a little bit less tax on your overtime, but you're also going to be paying an estimated additional $500 per year for energy due to its cuts of clean energy credits. Sure, you might pay a little bit in tax on overtime, but if you happen to have kids, guess what? 18 million school students are now no longer having access to free school student lunches, so you're going to have to pay more for their food. If you're on food stamps, guess what? 3 million Americans just lost access. If you're on Medicaid, guess what? 10 million Americans just lost access, and even if you didn't lose access, your premiums are still expected to increase by 75%.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, honestly. But
okay, well, I mean, that should throw you over the line in my mind, unless there's anything else that sticks out to you that makes you support the fascists. You know?
yeah. I mean, when I first voted for him, I initially thought he was just the better one out of the two. But I'm kind of realizing it's just like, you know, it's there's a line, you know.
Yeah, well, great. I'm happy that you're coming to that realization. Hopefully by, I don't know, watching the streams for a little bit longer, you'll come to the right side of history. I appreciate you for your questions, man, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. We're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go over the rules super duper quickly. If you are in that queue, make sure that 1, you are a Trump supporter, 2, that you are MAGA, and 3, that you are at least 1, you're a Trump supporter, 2, you're an American, and 3, you're at least 18. If you come up here and you break the rules, I'm going to ban you. And I don't like banning people. Banning people's not fun, but we do it anyways. Welcome in, Claudia. Do you support Trump?
Hey, thanks for letting me speak. So I would just quickly want to say to you that I do not support Trump. So if you want to take me away, that's fine.
I'm sorry. Thank you for coming up here. I'm not going to ban you. I know I just said I'd ban you, like right before you joined. I won't ban you. The bans start now, though. The bans start now, though. Okay, now the bans start. Now the bans start, everybody. Welcome in, Savvy. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support his ideals, but as a person, not really.
Okay, how old are you?
I just turned 18 like 2 months ago.
Okay, what's your birth date?
June 20, 2007.
Okay, great. Give us a second, Sabby. ASMR, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, please bring victims of the USS Liberty on your show. I think I'd love to kind of extend into like interviews and whatnot. We'll probably be doing that. I'd love that. Thank you for the $20 ASMR. As well as Renegade with the $20 on Super Chat as well, saying, as a combat vet, I want to remind National Guardsmen that you are required by the Constitution and the UCMJ to refuse any unlawful orders. I was just following orders, didn't protect anybody at Nuremberg. Yo, preach, bro. Oh my goodness, you're cooking. Thank you for the $20 and for the absolute fillet of a cook. Melanie, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo, saying, am I familiar with the Trump hot mic audio from the Billy Bush / Access Hollywood tapes? I am. Yeah, he said, grab him by the B word. Don't even have to ask first. I remember that. As well as Courtney with the $10 saying, you make me laugh every day. Thanks, Dean. Well, thank you, Courtney, for being here. And thank you for the $10. As well as Annie with the 5 and Morgan with the 10 and Lauren with the 5. Y'all are awesome. Now take it away, Sally. Why the hell do you support Donald J. Trump as the president of the United States of America?
I support his ideals.
What, does
as
that
a
mean
person,
you support him as president?
Okay, I support his belief on guns. I believe in
You
his.
support him
I
as
mostly
president?
believe. Okay, if you want to see it that way, sure. I just don't like
Is
the
it a
fact.
sure or a yes?
Well, I'm in the middle because
Do you
I
think
just
that
think
this
he's.
country would be best off, or better off, or worse off if Harris had won the election?
Can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
Do you think that the country would be better off or worse off if Harris had won?
If Harris, no.
The no wasn't like an available answer. It's better off or worse off.
Well, I don't agree. Well, I mainly wanted to talk about guns, but
Okay,
I would.
Yeah. Guess what, Sabby? I'm gonna kick you now. The reason I'm gonna kick you now is because you're not answering the dang question. Let's go and move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Marlene, thank you for the $25 over at PayPal, saying because I'm 69 years old and love you, bro. Marlene, you are awesome. Show some love to Marlene down below in that comment section. You're so cool. That is Marlene. Thank you for the $25, and I hope that you are enjoying this stream. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest, everybody. We got Trey loading up in here. Show some love to Marlene. I love the older audience. I love y'all so much. It's so cool, man. Welcome in, Trey. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
15.
Okay, goodbye, Trey. Got to be at least 18 to be on TikTok. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box right now. Quite frankly, here we go. Darren, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the whole sum. I'm not going to block you. She just sounded so sweet. So I didn't. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
No, not at all.
Bye. Moving on to Caleb. What about Caleb? Yo, Ethan, thank you for the $1 on PayPal. You're awesome. Welcome in, Caleb. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Great. Blue, thank you for the Galaxy. And Condra, thank you for the $10. And Wesley with the $10. Condra says, Dean, I love the fact that you could switch some people over from being MAGA to seeing the light. I love it too. Thank you so much, Condra. As well as Wesley with the $10. Quote unquote, I don't support Trump as a person is a bullshit cop-out excuse for people that know he's a POS, but they don't want people to know that they actually back him 100%. Couldn't agree more, Wesley. You're dead on. Now, Caleb, how old are you?
I'm 23.
And are you driving?
No. I'm actually just sitting in my pickup.
Okay.
It makes that noise.
Is there any way to stop the beeping by like closing the door or like doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just closed the door. You're good.
Awesome. So why do you support Trump, Caleb?
So for me, I would say like it's more of more on the immigration type of thing. I know we kind of talked about it earlier. I was there for that.
Right.
I guess my type of thing, from what I understand, is like, I mean, I understand that people are going to come here one way or the other, but when you're talking about the numbers and talking about the Trump not passing any legislation, then how does that explain the drop between, not blaming Biden, but how does that explain the drop between Biden's presidency and then now?
You're asking a very fair question. If he hasn't passed any policy to reduce undocumented entry, then why is it 97% lower? Is that basically what you're asking?
Yeah, pretty much.
Great question. It's because of fascism. Let me
Go-
expand.
Yes.
Can you agree that undocumented immigrants would not immigrate into America if they thought their life would be worse because of the immigration, and their ultimate incentive is the fact that they think their life will be better?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, I think the reason why we've seen such a massive reduction in undocumented entries is because now Donald Trump is selling them on the truth that their life might be worse by being fascist and violating the human and constitutional rights of the undocumented immigrants that are already in the country. They see people like Abrigo Garcia being illegally deported to CCOT, where he's beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. Okay, well, they're not going to get him. They don't want to end up like him. They see individuals being round up in alligator Alcatraz and fed 1 meal a day with maggots in them. Okay, they don't want to wind up like them. They say the Venezuelan immigrants being illegally deported to CCOT, which is a torture prison for terrorists once again in El Salvador, with no due process and a federal judge telling Trump to turn the planes around because he did it illegally. They don't want to wind up like them. They see Donald Trump passing executive orders to strip the constitutional rights away from undocumented immigrants that they have had for hundreds of years. They don't want to wind up like them. So that is why we've seen such a massive reduction.
Gotcha. And then I guess the other thing I'm trying to ask too is, like, even with, alligator Alcatraz and all that too, you look at the photos of some of the places and all that, and then you go out and you look at even during previous administrations, not going to say certain ones just for the sake of sanity, but you see them in cages and all that. So would it be better to just reform the whole system as a whole in order to make that more accessible, or heighten requirements? Or I guess, do you understand what I'm saying on that?
Yeah, we saw people in cages under Trump's first term. Now, I think that there's big differences between the deportations of Obama, Biden, and Trump. For instance, they didn't focus on the removal of every undocumented immigrant. They focused on the removal of undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses, as well as they didn't illegally deport them. Donald Trump has explicitly been illegally deporting them, as well as they didn't pass executive orders to strip them of their constitutional rights. Donald Trump is. Big differences.
Gotcha. Let's go on to the other thing. Let's just talk about the big cut down he's made with government. He's obviously done quite a bit. So
he's made it larger.
Yeah. As far as I would agree that he's starting to put his own people in, and all. I think we can both agree on that.
Right. As well as he just passed the most expensive bill in American history, the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. Yeah, and that was the other thing I was going to talk about. And this is the thing I was actually having a conversation with somebody about the other day, talking about the heightened requirements for SNAP benefits.
Yeah, I disagree with the $156 billion in funding that they cut from SNAP. I disagree with the $900 billion in funding that they cut from Medicaid. I think that cutting 10 million people off of their health care and 3 million people off of their food stamps is a human rights disaster.
So with that, let's just take the work hours, for example. I can't remember the exact work hours that are required for SNAP. Do you know it off the top of your head?
The new work requirements are for Medicaid, and it said they have to work at least 80 hours a month. And I disagree with that.
Okay, and why would that be, just as far as knowing that there's exceptions for those that are handicapped or disabled?
A, it could take like a year to prove you have a disability, but B, I don't care. I think that it shouldn't have a work requirement on it even for able-bodied people.
Okay, and then as far as the SNAP benefits,
I mean, do you agree or you disagree?
As far as waiting a year?
No, like 10 million people losing access to Medicaid because of the cuts in funding and the new work requirements. Is that something that you agree with, or is that something that you disagree with?
I think it's something I can personally do both on, because of this reason. I do think there are a lot of people that abuse the system. I do think for those people that are truly in need of it, yeah, it's going to suck. It is really going to, it's going to hurt.
What do you mean abusing the system?
As far as like...
Everybody's truly in need of healthcare. Everyone.
As far as what aspect of healthcare, because there's a whole bunch of healthcare.
Okay, Caleb lied to us. He's driving, and we just heard the turn signal in background. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. As well as, Willa, thank you for the $20 over on Vidmo. I appreciate you for that love, Willa. Willa says, hi, Dean. I just wanted to let you know I've been watching you for a while, and I appreciate you so much. As much as I try to convince MAGA, they never listen and disregard evidence. That's what it's a cult. I love you. I love you too, Wilma. Thank you for the love. Show some love to Wilma down below while we're looking for that next Trump supporter to load up here and have a conversation with us. Wilma, you are awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. As well as, drumroll please, Jenna with the $10 over on Venmo, saying, please shout out my husband's birthday. He listens to you every day. His name is Brendan. Yo, Brendan, happy birthday, man. And shout out to your wife as well. Thank you so much, Brendan. You are awesome. Happy birthday. As well as Kashlyn, spelled Kahlyn with a 15. Thank you so much, saying, I thank you for showing these people that the world is not brain dead, and I support everything you're saying and doing. Love you, King. Keep it up. Love you too. Thank you so much for the $15. You're awesome. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hi. I have parents that do, and I just had a quick question because I'm not.
Hi, Ari. Feel free to join the Discord. Either I or others can answer your question inside of the Discord. However, for the live, we are strictly banning and removing people that do not support Trump, which I hate to do because I'd love to, answer your question. So please join the Discord. We're going to move on to the next guest right now, everyone. Make sure that you're following the rules. At least 18, American and MAGA. We're going to move on to the next guest right now, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in right now. We got Ryan. Sorry, I butchered that name. Ryan loading up right now. If you want to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat, if you want to join, welcome in Ryan. Do you support Trump? Ryan dipped. Goodbye, Ryan. Moving on to the human spider. What a name. What a name. Human spider. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. Human spider. Okay. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Do be patient. Do be patient while we get the next guest connected. We got Isabella loading up. Honestly, if you're watching and you're a woman that supports Trump, I'd let you skip the line to come right up on here. So go ahead and let me know down below if you are a MAGA woman. I will happily invite you up. We've been talking to men all day. It's time to talk to a woman. Welcome in, Isabella. And goodbye, Isabella. Isabella left. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest. Go ahead and put MAGA woman down below in that comment section. If you are a woman that supports Donald J. Trump. All right, here we go. We see a handful. I'm inviting them up. I'm inviting them up, everybody. I think I've seen one. Okay. All right. Yo, David, go ahead and unprivate that account and hop in that queue for me. I'd love to have you up here. We got GIG Trader loading up in. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? 3, 2, 1. And you are banned for inactivity. See you later. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got, who do we got? Quite frankly, Colin? Oh, Kelsey. We got Kelsey loading up in. Kelsey, make sure that you're following the rules. Make sure that you're MAGA, please. Hi, Kelsey. Do you support Trump? No. Okay. Bye, Kelsey. Skedaddle. Guys, it is becoming increasingly hard for us to find a single Trump supporter. I couldn't tell you why. I truly couldn't tell you why. It is so bad. So bad. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why?
Well, let's start with immigration for starters.
Oh, boy.
I think that your whole concept, it's delusional because why should people that come over our border, why should we support them when they have put nothing into the system?
Well, I do put stuff into the system. The American Immigration Council tells us that they put 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion dollars per year into the GDP, right? Pay $100 billion per year in taxes, right? Allow our manufacturers to manufacture more and sell more, right? Those are pretty big contributions.
So, but you realize a lot of these people work under the table, right? For cash?
Well, what do you mean by a lot? I think the claim that I'd agree to is that more of them, they're more likely.
I would say probably more that are documented or work for a paycheck. I'd say more work under the table.
So you're saying 50% or above? I don't think that we have data to demonstrate that the claim is true. But what I can agree to is kind of a meet in the middle claim that they're more likely to work under the table than citizens.
Okay, so now you realize when they work under the table, they're exploited.
Yeah, I do. So why do you think they're more likely to work under the table?
Because it's untaxable for starters. They don't pay taxes.
Okay, well,
which is a fact.
Well, that's also true of citizens. The citizens work under the table, so they don't pay taxes. So why are they more likely?
So then they take their money, they send it back home.
You're not answering my question.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Why are they more likely to work under the table than citizens?
Because I just said they don't have to pay taxes and they're undocumented.
Bruh, dude. Just saying that they're more likely to do it because they don't have to pay taxes does not demonstrate why they're more likely to do it, because if a citizen works under the table,
and it's a huge incentive for them because they can send all the money they make back home where they'll live like kings. They can work here for 5 years, go home and retire.
Okay. So yeah, the rates of money sent quote unquote back home by undocumented immigrants is the same as what we would observe of legal immigrants, and legal immigrants are not more likely to work under the table than natural U.S. born citizens. This is not why. Try to answer it again. Why do undocumented immigrants, why are they more likely to work under the table than citizens?
I just answered your question. You're dodging it. I'm just telling you they can
didn't
work
dodge it. I
under the
explained why your answer
table.
was wrong. Listen, I explained why your answer
How
was
is it
wrong.
wrong?
Yeah,
How is
because
it wrong?
legal immigrants are just as likely to send money, quote unquote, home as undocumented
Yeah, but
immigrants
it's
are.
taxed.
Yet legal immigrants are less likely to work under the table than undocumented
But
immigrants.
it's taxed
Because they're
It's
working over the
taxed.
table, right?
So I'll break it down for you. So you can get an illegal.
Remember, the only thing I want you to explain to me is why you think undocumented immigrants are more likely to work under the table than citizens, right? Your first reason was that it's not taxed. Okay, it's not taxed for anybody that works under the table. So why does this make them specifically more likely to do it? Click on your profile picture, click the icon on the mic, go ahead.
Yeah, I just told you because I know personal illegal aliens. I know them personally. They've done this. They tell me that they all come here. If they do need a social security card, they all work under one social security card, and they get what they can. They send the rest home.
Okay, so
and then after 4 or 5 years, they bounce. Okay, so that's one thing. And then here, I heard you say that
Can I talk now?
No, sure, go ahead.
Okay. So you just told us that undocumented immigrants have to steal an SSN in order to work? Not true?
Absolutely. Yeah, because they're undocumented.
Did you know that undocumented immigrants can get an individual taxpayer identification number without citizenship, residency, documentation, or an SSN to work?
Now they can, but like maybe that's how it is now. But before Trump, it wasn't like that.
Wow.
When the problem was really bad, it wasn't like that.
That was actually
now they have situations. They have cities.
That was actually introduced by Obama in his first term.
Well, okay, whatever. But I'm just letting you know that the problem has been getting worse and worse.
Now you're deflecting.
Something had to be
now
done.
You're deflecting. I'm still curious. Why are undocumented immigrants more likely to work under the table? What's the reason? I could tell you it if you're struggling.
Go ahead. I want to hear. I mean, I don't disagree with all your points, by the way. But when it comes to immigration, I think you're off big time. But I want to hear.
I think that immigration is what I'm the most right on. I think.
Okay, so
out of everything I talk about, one moment. Out of everything I talk about, I think that I'm the most based, well researched on immigration specifically. But now, anyways, let's go back to it. So yes, you are right. Undocumented immigrants are more likely to work under the table than citizens. Why? It's because when they work over the table and they pay taxes, one, they can't file for a tax return, and two, they can't claim any of the federal benefits that those tax dollars pay for. Boom. Right? So how do we fix this? Well, if we were to offer them amnesty, offer them residency or citizenship, offer them the ability to file a tax return, offer them the ability to have access to Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, Section 8 food stamps, etc. on the federal level, then they would be just as likely to work over the table as citizens. Meaning that with no material change in their employment, they'd start working over the table, claim these benefits if they qualify for them, and our government would make more money. Wow, you just justified mass amnesty. Thank you so much for being a base leftist, sir.
Okay, so now tell me, how does that benefit the average American that was born here, that's in their early 20s, that's trying to get a good job?
For sure, I got you. By increasing real median wages, because another byproduct of them being undocumented is having less bargaining power in the workforce. So they have a downward pressure on prices. Downward pressure on wages because they have less bargaining power. But if we give them more bargaining power by making them residents, okay, bro, I gotta mute you. Your fucking dog is so loud. Jesus Christ. Listen, so they put a downward pressure on labor wages, right? The reason why they put a downward pressure on wages in the workforce is because they have less bargaining power. This impacts 20-year-old citizens trying to get a job too, right? But if we were to give them amnesty, if we were to give them a pathway to residency or citizenship, they'd have more bargaining power. It'd be harder to exploit them as an employer, meaning they'd collect and garner higher wages, meaning they'd increase real median wages. Obviously, an increase in real median wages would benefit, like, your average 20-year-old natural U.S.-born citizen when they're entering into the labor market.
All right, listen, I appreciate your time. Listen, can I get a follow from you guys, because I would like to go live stream and debate more. Thanks for your time.
Well, you
and
don't
say
want to
hi to
respond?
my bulldog.
I'll tell people to follow you if you could respond to what I just said.
Okay, what did you say?
Yeah, you wasn't bad. Yeah, if you could beat me in a debate, I'll just give you my account. How about that?
Yeah, fine.
For sure. You asked me, how do undocumented immigrants, or how would mass amnesty benefit like natural U.S.-born citizens in their 20s trying to find a job? is because it would put an upward pressure on real median wages by giving the 8.3 million undocumented laborers more bargaining power, meaning that they'd be able to collect and garner higher wages, which would also in turn benefit like 20-year-old natural U.S. born citizens entering into the market because they'd be entering into the market with higher average wages.
Yeah, that's just, I still don't see it because now you're asking corporations, which doesn't work in capitalism, to like start bending the rules.
Everything I just defined works in capitalism. Do unions work in capitalism to garner the people in the unions higher wages?
Yeah, they kind of do.
Okay, and how do unions get people higher wages?
They bargain for it.
Yeah, by because when you unionize and you go from being one person to like 1,000 people, right? You have more total bargaining power, so you could achieve higher wages. All that you're saying is more
in a
bargaining
perfect
power.
world, maybe, but there's other things. There's companies that aren't union.
Wait, not in a perfect world. Not in a perfect world. Unions in America today do that. So in other words,
not everybody's a union, dude.
Just because not everybody's union doesn't mean that those that are unionized do get higher wages because they have more collective bargaining power.
Again, yeah, but you understand how hard it is to get into a union, right?
So you just accepted it. Well, listen,
do you know how hard it is to get into a union?
That bears
do you
no
realize
relevance.
how?
Listen,
that bears not relevant?
Because all that we're trying to learn here from me bringing up unions is that the more bargaining power you have, the higher wages you garner.
Yeah, that's okay. So let's say that miraculously that unions, let's just put it this way, okay? Say you're an electrician, okay? There'll be 2 unions out of like 15 companies. So again, like you're asking, like there's only so many jobs in a union.
I think you're getting lost, okay? Listen, the point of me bringing up unions is just to get us to a point where we can agree that more bargaining power equals higher wages. Can we agree on that?
For unions, sure.
Not just for unions.
Because there's no bargaining, dude. There's no bargaining in a corporation. Where's the bargaining coming from?
The unions bargain with corporations.
No, it's called the free market. The free market pays your wage.
The free market would dictate that when you have more bargaining power, you collect higher wages.
No, that's not how, again, maybe unions where you're guaranteed to work because a union, that's what you do.
This isn't special to unions. The reason why unions can achieve higher wages for those that are unionized is because it gives those that are unionized more bargaining power. That's it. Right? And the whole point of me bringing this up is very simple. If we offer undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, we thereby be giving them more bargaining power because they couldn't be threatened with deportation. They'd have long-term survivability in the market. They'd be able to work in more geographical locations. They'd have access to more resources to sustain them in absence of employment. For all of these reasons, they would have more bargaining power. And because we just agreed that more bargaining power equates to higher wages, this just means if we offer mass amnesty to undocumented immigrants, we'd see an increase in real median wages. If real median wages are going up, then once again, back to your first question, how this benefits citizens? Citizens, natural US born citizens in their 20s, now entering into the labor market, would get to capitalize on that and have higher wages that wouldn't have been had on average if mass amnesty hadn't have occurred. Whoa, economics. Economics.
That's not the free market, buddy.
Where did I go wrong?
It's not the free market.
Where did I go wrong? No, the free market dictates that outcome.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yes. No, it doesn't. Because
okay, why not? Tell me why I'm wrong. Come on. Tell me why I'm
because
wrong.
there's a thing called competition, right? Say you have two companies, right? They're competing. That's called capitalism, right? Now one company figures out how to underbid the other company. So you keep going down. Prices go down. And the market declares where the price is. Now for unions, now like say the city says, you know what, I'm going to let you build a casino here in our city. But to build this casino, you need to hire all union. They say, great. Now you have bargaining power. But that's not how companies work in America.
It's other facts that give the immigrants the bargaining power. The facts that would give immigrants more bargaining power if they were citizens instead of undocumented is one, having access to more geographical locations in which you can work or live. 2, having access to social safety nets on the federal level to support you in absence of employment. 3, having access to the market in the long term and not being scared about your sustainability. 4, not being under the threat of being deported. These are the facts in which would give immigrants more bargaining power given that they were offered a pathway to residency or citizenship. I understand that you're telling me that the way that unions give those in which are unionized more bargaining power are different than how mass amnesty would give the immigrants more bargaining power, and I agree. I'm just simply saying that mass amnesty would still yet give more bargaining power to the immigrants, right?
Yeah, I guess. I gotta go eat dinner, dude.
You
It
guess.
was nice talking to you. Remember to follow me, guys.
So then you can, no, you don't get the follow because
I
you just
gotta go.
conceded.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. Run away, my friend. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go ahead and see what they're at. Let's go and see who they're at. We got Alice going up. Nobody followed him because he conceded. I told him I'd give him my account if he won. Turns out he didn't win. Cinda, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, saying thank you for all that you do. Will any of MAGA people ever be able to take off their blinders and see things for what they actually are? Yeah, we change a couple minds. We do. It's nice. Welcome in, Alice. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2000.
Very nice. And what time is it?
So it's 30 past 12.
Okay.
0:30.
What state
I
are
don't
you
know how
in?
to say it. 0:30.
Yeah, that's just midnight. Okay, there's not
Yeah.
American state where it's midnight. Have a good rest of your day. We're only looking to talk to Americans, y'all. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got that next guest loading up right now. Yo, Inga, that is INGA. Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying you have so much more patience for these people than I would. Well, it's been a skill that's taken development. If anybody's been watching me for like a handful of years, you know that I used to not be patient at all. As well as Ryan, thank you for the $10. Saying hi, Dean. This guest is garbage. Yeah, he sucks, but I was being patient with him nonetheless. Thank you so much. As well as Wesley with a 5 and Scott with a 5. If you're watching, you're like, hey, this Dean guy is cool, and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Get 100% of those proceeds. They come straight to me. I get a notification at the top of my phone screen where I can read your name in any amount. As well as you can support me over on YT through the same means or in the pin message. You also got Super Chat. Welcome in, Andrew. Do you support Trump? Okay, Andrew's left. We're going to move on to the next guest. We got Tony. Tony, get up here, Tony. Hell yeah, we got Tony connecting. Yo, for the 11K people on TikTok, make sure that we double tap in. Let's try to get up to what?
Hey, yo, what's good?
Yo, what's going on, man? I just saw a really cool email come through. No way. Welcome in, Tony. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Bro, why? He sucks, dude.
Well, I just I like his immigration policies myself.
All right, my friend, I do apologize. We've been talking about immigration for the last 2 hours straight. I want to switch it up a little bit. Do you mind if I switch it up a little bit by asking you a question?
Sure. I'll see if I can answer it.
Cool. Are you an American patriot?
Yes.
Great. Do American patriots support the Constitution?
Absolutely.
So if you don't support the Constitution, you're not a patriot?
You should support it, no?
I know, but if you don't, that means that you're not a patriot, since patriots support it, right?
I don't know. That's
dude. Okay.
That's quite
okay. We got to think about this like math. It's simple. Okay. If 1 + 1 is 2, right? Then 1 - 1 isn't 2. If patriots support the Constitution, if you don't support the Constitution, you're not a patriot, right?
Right.
Perfect. Would you as a patriot ever support a non-president? Well, would you as a patriot ever support a non-patriot as president?
Correct. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
So, in other words, because if you don't support the Constitution, you're not a patriot, you as a patriot would never support somebody that doesn't support the Constitution as president. Right?
Right.
Donald Trump doesn't support the Constitution. In December of 2022, he explicitly called for its termination. And on January 20th this year, he signed Executive Order number 14160 into law, explicitly redacting constitutional rights for those in which they're granted to.
Okay.
This means you're not MAGA, means
right.
You don't support Trump, but of course you still do, right? Of course you just don't even care that you're a hypocrite. I mean, like, what's your response?
You look at a lot of the small little things.
Small little things. Well, apparently it was so big that you as a patriot would never support it, but now that it's something Trump has done, it's very small and little.
Why Trump won, okay?
Yeah, because you guys don't have a spine. That's why. That's the reason why Trump won. It's because y'all don't hold red lines. That's why Trump won. It's because y'all don't fucking care. That's why Trump won. You could say that you care as long as it's not Trump, but then as soon as it is Trump, you don't care. That's why Trump won. Yes, Tony. Great fucking time to talk about the reason why Trump won. That reason is people like you.
What do you mean, man?
I mean, I think it's
You're
clear.
wild.
No, I'm not wild. I'm just fact and truth apt. You told us that he was a patriot, would never support somebody that
No,
doesn't
I know.
support the
You just sit
Constitution.
there with all the facts right in front of you. Just debate people all fucking day.
Tony's
Really think you're wrong. Wrong.
This is fun. So I think he was just trying
But
to
anyways,
but
you
his
don't-
internet connection is so bad I can't even hear what he's saying. It's kind of it's nice.
You don't
Tony,
even want
you're
to
lagging.
talk immigration, so it's all good.
Tony, you're lagging. MAGA Mobile. Do something about it. Try to like turn off your Wi-Fi. Oh, no, he just left instead. Okay, bye, Tony. Sheesh. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get that next guest loaded up in the box right now. Everybody just do give us a minute. Guys, I just got a very exciting opportunity. Oh my goodness. Dude. Oh, that's so cool. Hi. Okay. We're going to get on to the next guest. I can't tell y'all what the opportunity is. I can't. Just know that it's sick. Oh. All right. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Okay. How old are you?
45.
You driving, man?
I am riding.
Oh, you're riding? Can you just have your driver say hi to confirm that real quick? I just want to make sure that you're safe on the road.
That I'm safe on the road?
Yeah, just like, can you have your driver say hey real quick?
No.
Okay. Then I think that you are driving. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get Kylie loaded up into the box. Lola, thank you for the $15 over at PayPal. Let's get 150 Lola W's down below saying I went on a trip for a while, Mr. Streams, but I'm back. Welcome back, Lola. It's good to have you here. As well as Rain, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal saying me and my wife watch you every day. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being a frequent viewer. Huge shout out to Rain and Rain's wife. That is Rain spelled R-A-I-N-E. Let's get 250 W Rains. Thank you. Welcome into Sport Truck. Kylie?
Oh my god, I did not mean to click in. Can you kick me out?
I sure
Sorry.
can. Don't worry about it. As well as Libby, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo saying, since when did the Constitution become a little thing? Bro, I know. They're insane. Welcome into Sport Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Clump of cells. Why is that?
First we can get into it for sure, but first I want to call out a lie that you told the other day to a guest. You quickly breezed over the statement you made where you claimed that the no tax on tips and overtime, that's only going to be effective through 2025 or 2026, which is a lie because yeah, that's right. So
I was right.
No, you told the guest that it was only effective through 2025.
So then why would I tell you 2028?
It's a great question. Why do you lie to people and not get called out for it?
I think that the more likely outcome is that you misinterpreted what I said.
Do you want to play it back? You record all your lives. Do you want to play it back? You clearly said it.
Point number one, every single live that I do is 4 to 5 hours long. Point number two, I'm not sure what day's live you're referring to. Point number three, if you're not sure what day's live you're referring to, we would be sitting here for 12 hours just trying to find it by looking at the last 3 days. So conclusion 5, fuck no, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I could happily do that, and you could bring me back up once I find it.
Are you sure that you want to spend your time doing that? I
mean, no. I know it was either yesterday or today.
If you want to, you can. Like, sure,
Yeah.
man. If you want to, you can. I mean, I'd prefer to debate, but if you're dead set on doing that, feel free. I mean, I don't care.
Well, what would be the outcome? Are you gonna
The
walk?
outcome would be like you wasting your time and me not getting to debate.
No. For you, I mean, don't you have to have ramifications for lying to people in front of 11,000 people?
I don't think I was.
But if you just told me 2028, no. If you told me just now 2028,
Right,
but you
which-
told
Which
the
demonstrates
guest-
that I know it's 2028.
correct, which also implies that you were lying. If you know that the answer is 2028, then logical entailment means that you lied to that guest.
Why would I lie?
You do it all the time, Dean.
You're not telling me why I would do it. Why would I lie about such like a small thing?
If you have a propensity for lying or mispronouncing words and not getting called out on it, I don't see why you wouldn't continue to get away with the behavior.
I'm gonna give you just two options. Option
Okay.
number one: literally go waste hours of your lives to come with to come to no evidence or no proof because you probably misheard me. Or option number two: debate me. Which one?
Well, again, I'm asking what would be the outcome then when I prove that you did lie?
Okay, well that won't be the outcome
What makes you think that?
because I know that it's 2028.
Right, you're saying to me right
Okay,
now,
now
2028.
we're going back in the circle.
Guess,
I'm only going to give you two options.
Yeah, you still haven't
Option-
answered my question, Dean.
Well, if your question falls outside of one of the two options, I'm not going to answer it, right? Because I'm only giving you two options. Your first option is to
So you're
go
gonna
waste
pivot?
hours. No, I'm going to ask you to.
You're
I'm
gonna
going
run?
to give you two options insofar as what you can do to remain
You're
alive
opposite.
in my space. The first path of yours is to go waste hours of your life to try to find something that doesn't exist. And then your second option is to debate me. Which one? All right. You have two options. Which one? Seriously,
Yes.
tell me.
I will gladly answer. But first, I need to know what the outcome is going to be for me spending quote unquote hours of my life.
Yeah, the outcome will be nothing. The outcome will be wasted time.
So you just don't get any kind of consequence for lying?
Well, I didn't lie. That's why the outcome will be nothing.
But once I prove that you did lie, Dean.
Right. But the suggestion is that you won't.
So, okay, you like hypotheticals, right? So hypothetically, I go and find precisely when you lied to the prior guest and own you in your own claim. Then what?
Well, hypothetically, if my grandma had wheels instead of legs, she'd be a bicycle.
So you're just going to continue to divert and not answer the question?
Well, you're just saying, Dean, hypothetically, if you did lie, then what? Well, I don't know. You should probably prove that I lied first. I'm telling you that you won't. So where do we go from here? Option number one, you go and waste your time finding that. Or option number two, you debate me. Which one?
What do you want to debate on?
Why you support Trump, silly goose? That's kind of the the whole topic of the live.
Yeah, which one of your leftist talking points do you want to debate on?
Any single one of them. I'm asking you. Well, you support Trump. You gotta start the conversation.
Well, again, I'm trying to make my decision. You said you're giving me two options that I can either go waste however many hours of my life trying to find, which would probably take an hour, if that. But let's be real. To go and do that, or sit and debate you. I'm trying to find which one will bring the most beneficial outcome for me. And
Here, how about I just make the decision for you? Have a good rest of your day. Let's go to move on to the next guest. If you find yourself in the queue, make sure it's because you support Trump. We got the Trump supporter 28 loading up into the box, as well as Shrey. That is, thank you so much for the love, Shrey. That is Shrey over on YouTube Super Chat. That is SREY. Shrey with a $50. Once again, thank you so much. That is so much money. Shrey says, you have the same birthday as my mom, and I love it when you get sassy. Keep up the good work. Yo, thank you. I appreciate you for being here, and thank you so much for your kindness with the $50 donation. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, welcome in. What is going on, Trump supporter 28? Do you support Trump? Supporter? Support, dude. He spelled supporter wrong. He said supporter. Trump supporter 28. Jesus Christ, the joke's right himself. So moving on to St. Ivan, here we go. Yo, Callie, thank you for the $30 over on PayPal. I appreciate you so much for the love, Callie. Callie says, thanks for having a spine. Love to see what you're doing. Thank you for being here. That is CALI. Thank you so much for your kindness, Callie. Show some love to Callie down below in that comment section for the $30. Like, holy crap, thank you. Welcome in, St. Ivan. Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. Yeah, I do support Trump.
Okay, how do you?
What'd you say?
Are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving, but I just saw your live, and I've always wanted to come in here and just talk about something.
Feel free to request when you're not driving, man. That is violating TikTok TOS. Make sure if you're in that queue that you're at least 18, American, MAGA, and not driving. Folks, those are the rules. Welcome in. If you break the rules, you're going to get banned, by the way. Hi, are you a Trump supporter, or am I going to ban you? Well, actually, they left before, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Right now, everybody, just give us 1 minute so we could get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We're going to go to get Samuel connected. Joel calls me a sellout down below in the chat. I invited you up. Obviously, you won't join. Welcome in, Samuel. Do you support Trump?
Nope, but I love you.
Bam. Love you too, though. Moving on to the next guest, Jared. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all. Macy, thank you so much for the 10. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all. Macy, thank you. Jared loading up in. Let's going to get that next guest loaded up in here right now, everybody. Yo, welcome in EDO. Do you support Trump? Okay, goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Oh, they're up here. We got Joelle loading up. Here we go. Hi, why do you support Trump?
I don't. I meant sellout. I meant to that Mexican guy driving. He was Mexican.
Oh.
And he was a Trump supporter.
Oh, Joelle, goodbye. Sorry. I thought you were talking to me. We're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest up here. Sorry, Joelle. You have a great rest of your day. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. My bad, bro. My bad. If the 9.8 thousand people watching the live wouldn't mind double tapping on that phone screen and showing out the live over on TikTok, that would be outstanding, quite frankly.
Oh, ding. Your boy ran from it. So let's see if you can figure this out for me.
Who's my boy?
You know who your boy is, Parker. Come on, man.
Okay, Parker ran from you. Did you beat him in a debate?
He kicked me out and said I.
So you beat him. You proved him wrong.
I proved him wrong. Well, no, he didn't have answers. So.
Shit. Oh, goodness gracious.
So let's see if you can figure this out. All right. So I support Trump. One, because he's making a lot of parking spots for truckers.
Okay.
All right. And then two, I know you don't want to hear this, but most of the accidents, like in trucking, have been immigrants.
Yeah, there's actually no evidence to demonstrate that that's true. I've already looked that one up.
How's that not no argument?
Yeah, because there's no evidence to demonstrate that it's true. I've already looked that up. I think wait, have you been on my live before?
No.
Ooh, no, you have. I remember you. Because you ran the same argument. And then I looked it up and I proved you wrong, right? So there's actually no evidence to demonstrate that immigrants are more likely to get in car crashes when operating under a CDL compared to natural US-born citizens. The reason is that the CDL requirements are the same for natural US-born citizens as they are for immigrants, meaning that they have to be just as qualified to be on the road in the first place, which would definitely demonstrate why we don't have a difference in like accident rates. Let's go to move on to the next guest, Tay-Tay. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. We're going to get that next guest loaded in. Tay-Tay, make sure that you support Trump, guys. Please only request to join if you are MAGA. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
So I used to kind of like...
Bro, based, you are awesome. In fact, you are literally so based, you can't even be on the live. You're so based, you can't even be on the live. Cassie, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for the love. Let's go to get that next guest up in here, guys. Go to drop a MAGA down below in that chat with your age. If you'd like to come up here and have a conversation with me, go to drop a MAGA down below in that chat with your age. If you'd like to come up here and have a conversation with me, welcome in Femboys. Do you support Trump? Okay, Runaway by Kanye West. Beautiful piano song. Not such a beautiful artist. Moving on to the next guest, we got Jack loaded up into the stream. I knew off the first note. Chat. Welcome in, Jack. Do you support Trump?
I love you, Dean.
Yo, base
Dean, you're my
fetus?
king.
Well, don't say that. But nonetheless, good to see a progressive child. Very nice. Moving on to the next guest, Lucy. Everyone just give us a minute. Hello, Lucy, and goodbye, Lucy. She left very quickly. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got, who knows, loading up in? I don't know. Who knows who's going to be up on the live next? Yeah, that's who knows. I mean, we can't find anybody. Holy crap. It is so bad today, folks. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? No, they don't. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, folks. Quite frankly, Jesus, it is so bad today. Hi, are you MAGA? No, they left. Wow, that is great. That is so great. That is so great. Quite frankly, so awesome. Bro! Dude, I'm getting pissed off, man. I'm getting pissed the fuck off, you guys. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
And how old are you?
18.
Very nice. What year were you born in?
2007.
Perfect. Yo, Nelly, you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
17.
Yeah, get out of here. Okay, Isaac, why the hell do you support the worst president of your life? Let's hear it. I should kill myself. Moving on to the next guest, we got Gecko Games loading up in. Queen Bee is also connecting. Make sure if you're trying to join that you're at least 18. 10,000 people in here. Not one person that wants to debate, folks. I don't know what to tell you. It's bad today. Hello, Queen Bee. Do you support Trump? The mic is too bad for me. Moving on to our next guest. Here we are, everybody. Go to put a mag with your raise down below if you want to join. All right. We got Jay loading up in. What's up, Squid? Do you support Trump? No. What's up, Jay? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
And how British are you?
I'm pretty British, bro.
Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Got to be at least 18, American and MAGA. Okay. 1. Got to be American. 2. Got to be at least 18. 3. Got to be MAGA. Got to support Trump as president. That's it, y'all. We have been going for quite some time now without a guest to come up here and tell us why they support these things. It has been maybe 30 minutes since our last Trump supporter. We're going to do this for 10 more minutes. If we can't find a Trump supporter in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to end early today. It's Friday. I'm going to go enjoy my night. I'm going to play golf. I'm going to go golfing. That's what I'm going to do. Hi, Zachary.
Hello?
Do you support Trump?
I do. How you doing, man?
Oh, perfect. How old are you?
I am 21.
Oh, you're 21? Fantastic. Why the fuck do you support Trump as president?
So my big thing is the tariffs, because in my opinion, that's going to end up bringing back jobs to the U.S.
Really?
And over the
Okay.
over the past 6 months, I don't know if you saw. I'm sorry, it's a lot of people too. I'm a little nervous, but it feels great to be on here. But yeah, over the past few months, we worked deals with like Toyota and different countries also, like Trump has talked to, and they're also bringing those jobs back to the U.S. Like they're trying to bring car manufacturers, and I don't have anything super specific, but that's going to end up bringing jobs back. I don't think it's going to be great at first, but I think over time it will do dividends. And us applying these higher tariffs on European countries, Asian countries, etc., will help us out because we have been on the bad end of receiving these tariffs from other countries, and that increases national debt, etc.
No, it just actually hurts them.
What do you mean?
Like when another country imposes tariffs on us, they end up paying that price.
When another country imposes tariffs on us,
Yeah, because the tariffs are paid by their own consumers. So why do you think other countries imposing tariffs on us increases our national debt?
No. That's okay. What I'm trying to get at is if we're paying tariffs, like when we ship goods from China, right? Let's say like for the microchip thing for all the phones and stuff, and we're paying tariffs on that, we're paying more than what we're supposed to. Although
So
if China were to buy
China's
something from
tariffing our
us,
products, well, the thing is the American exporters put that tariff onto the Chinese importers. The same way Chinese exporters put that tariff onto American importers, and that's why inevitably the American consumer pays the price of that tariff.
Okay.
Right? And then also, just like generally speaking, if you care about more jobs, if you care about American manufacturing excelling, then you wouldn't support Trump as a whole because of the negative impact of mass deportation on American manufacturing outweighing any potential positive that you might be able to argue from tariffs. I mean, according once again to the Center on American Immigration Council, like the mass deportation is going to reduce our GDP by 1.1 trill to 1.7 trill per year by firing 8.3 million of our workers and 12 million of our consumers. That impact on its own is substantially larger than any benefit that you could even possibly argue of tariffs.
but you do agree with the whole? Do you ask? Well, that was my next question. Do you agree with that standpoint on tariffs on us, like trying to bring jobs back to the U.S.
I don't
and
think it
bring
brings
like
jobs
imports?
back. No, I don't think it brings jobs back. I think it hurts our own economy because it reduces the consumer confidence, meaning that consumers are less likely to spend, as well as it like really hurts American companies, particularly small businesses, and it creates more income inequity within businesses. Because small businesses don't have the infrastructure built out in this country in order to produce the raw materials required to make their products here compared to the large businesses that do, meaning that small businesses are more likely to import the raw materials they use to make their products compared to larger businesses, meaning that they're going to have to pay more for those raw materials than the American companies, right? And then also, do you agree that American excellence and American innovation is incredibly important?
What do you mean by that?
Just like innovation. Innovation in like our market, innovation in our economy, innovation from American
Like people
companies.
making like, let's say like a dude sold red apples, but then he found like a better way to sell apples for some reason. Like like you're innovating what you're doing every day
Yeah,
to make it
just
better.
innovation. Like the touch
Sure,
screen
of
was
course.
innovation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Would you still support these tariffs if they like significantly reduced innovation?
I think, there's one thing I like to say, like you gain something to lose something. Every time you gain something, you're going to lose something. So,
what are,
like what you said,
So
with
you would
the
still support them if they'd significantly reduce innovation and significantly increase income inequality amongst small businesses and large businesses,
I think if we
and
can get
significantly
more,
reduce consumer confidence and serve as a regressive tax on the poor? Why?
okay. I think if we can hold on, my girlfriend's blowing up my phone. Um, I think if we can get like I said, you always got to gain something to lose something. So if we can get jobs back to the U.S. with these tariffs, which I think, in my opinion, that's what it's going to do with
Well,
us bringing.
explain to me how significantly reducing the innovation of our companies, sending small businesses out of business, imposing a regressive tax on the poor, and reducing consumer confidence is somehow going to create more jobs, right? Because like all of those indicators seem to indicate the opposite of creating more jobs, the opposite of prosperity, and rather would indicate, like economic failure.
I think because if we bring jobs back and we get like companies like Japan who own like Toyota, whatever else, and all those Asian car companies,
They're not
and
gonna.
they bring
They're
those car,
not. They're not. That's just
they already
simply not
they
the way
already
it's
said that
gonna
they
work.
already said they would.
Who?
That's been that was the Japanese. They've already talked about
The
bringing car manufacturers and
Japanese.
everything back.
Which
Yes.
ones?
Toyota, Kia. I'm dead serious. You can look it up. A few months back, they talked about bringing these car dealerships back, and that's the reason because they're trying to bring jobs back, and this would allow America. Because obviously, like you said, small businesses will fall. I agree with that. They will take a hit. I
Okay.
agree, but I think it
Yeah.
also would
So
create jobs for because people have to work there.
I
You know
want
what I
you to
mean?
go to autonews.com and type
Let me
in
pull up my
Toyota
laptop.
shrugs off tariffs as auto exports to U.S. keep climbing amid record sales.
Stand by, just 1 second.
So it wasn't Toyota. So then who was it?
Whether it was because I don't know exactly. Maybe it was Toyota. Maybe it was not Toyota. But
Okay.
car
It wasn't
companies
Toyota, then
and
who was it?
maybe I'm just trying to think of like Asian car companies that I could have saw. Was Mazda Asian? Kia's Asian? I'm just trying to spitball. But to my point, I think if that claim is true, now again, always there's fake news everywhere. I could be wrong. You could be right. I think you're doing a pretty good job in this debate so far. Clap it up. But as a whole, I think that um, if that claim is true that I made, which I saw many months back, which could be incorrect from what you just said, I think if we do get those car manufacturers back, and we do start doing that in America, and this all thing does work, we can. This will allow people to get more jobs because people need to work in these factories. Americans need jobs.
Bro,
Americans need to work in
dude.
these
Okay, I
factories.
found the company that you were talking about, Hyundai. So
Thank you.
Hyundai
Okay.
actually already produces vehicles in this country. They're just
Yes.
allocating an additional $9 billion to it.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. We're moving.
Dude, $9 billion? Do you know what the quarterly investment in private manufacturing is nationwide?
I do not.
Yeah, like
enlighten me.
$130 billion every quarter, right? And
Okay.
by the way, that's gone down since Donald Trump's term has begun. It's gone down.
Excuse me. Um, there is one thing I did want to come on here and talk to you about also as well. I'll give you.
What?
Hey, I do like debating. I do like getting enlightened on things, and this is why I agree. We talk about things all the time. You know what I mean? You posted a video today about like gun violence and stuff, and like abortions.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to continue this debate with you in a bit, but I'm going to let the chat decide. Right now, Putin and Trump are giving a press conference. Do y'all want to listen to this debate with this guy or listen to Putin and Trump's press conference? Press conference? Great.
It'd be
You
like
want to come back
5
later and
minutes,
debate
if
that?
anything.
That'd be great, Zachary. We are going to go ahead and turn on that press conference right now, everybody. Just because we're streaming off the phone, unfortunately, we're going to have to play it through the laptop. You guys will still be able to hear it nonetheless, though. But let's go ahead and pull that up. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pull it up on Associated Press. That's where I'm watching on my computer right now. Where are we going? Watch live. Here we go. Let's see what they have to say.
И в этом плане личная встреча глав двух государств реально назрела. Конечно.
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but like the automatic translator, it's like hard for me to like make out when like Putin's also speaking in Russian.
Президентом Трампом установились очень хорошие прямые контакты. Мы неоднократно и откровенно разговаривали по телефону. К нам, как известно, в Россию несколько раз приезжал спецпредставитель президента США, господин Рубин. Регулярно контактировали наши помощники и главы внешней политики.
It's overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, what about this? I'll come back to y'all with a breakdown once it's over. How does that sound? I'll come back to y'all with a breakdown once it's over. A little bit. That's a little bit overwhelming. It's hard for me to even like focus because it's like real time interpretation. Yes, perfect. I'm definitely going to be keeping a very close eye on it, as well as I know that Matt is watching the press conference live as we speak. Y'all, the hope is a ceasefire deal with no land seceded from Ukraine. And honestly, if this can get done, that would be so awesome. Everybody, pray and hope for Ukraine. Pray for Ukraine. Because I'll be real, Russia and their ethnic cleansing and their invasion, it is gross, it is deplorable, it is sick, right? Welcome in, Mike. Do you support Trump? No, Mike's not here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. We got Axel loading up in the box, y'all. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, too. Also, if you want to support me, you could find my Venmo as well as my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms compared to around 30% here on TikTok. They go straight to me, as well as you could attach your name and any message that I'll turn around and read off online. Welcome in. Goodbye. Moving on. They left. Go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age if you want to come up here. Go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age if you want to come up here. All right. We got St. Ivan. He's back in the queue. He was up here earlier, but he was driving. Let's see if he's still driving. Oops. Actually, it loaded in Michelle. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Michelle Smith is not here. Goodbye, Michelle Smith. Moving on to Haley P. What's up, Haley P? Do you support Trump?
Nope.
Okay, have a good one. All right, moving on to Brian. Here we go. We got Brian loaded in right now, chat.
Hello.
Hey, Brian. Are you MAGA?
I I do support him, but I just want to see what's 3 reasons why you don't support him, or that made you not support him. Just curiosity.
Is
And
economic
I just want to
policies
get
taking
enlightened.
healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans? Is social policies taking healthcare away from 66 million American women and girls? And he is not a fan of the Constitution. He's explicitly violated it in some of his EOs. He's been deporting immigrants without due process, violating their constitutional rights and not giving a shit. Not to mention, he's been held liable for rape, and I don't think a rapist should be representing me.
Okay, and then one more question. You know how you said he's deporting immigrants? As someone that immigrated here, I feel um, if you haven't done the work to try to at least get your papers and get fully justified in the United States, then I feel you should get deported, because why haven't you taken those steps yet?
Because
But
it
I might
takes,
be wrong, but I just want to see your thoughts.
yeah, because legal immigration takes 5 to 7 years, and it can be very unattainable for so many people.
Okay, I understand, because I know a lot of people that have been here for a lot more time than that, and it's just I'm kind of surprised on why they haven't taken those steps, and
Because we don't
are
have a good
saying
system for
fuck it.
undocumented immigrants to do that once they're already in the country. It's you could claim asylum, but that's about it in most circumstances. And asylum doesn't apply to everybody. It needs to be more affordable and quicker. But is there anything else that you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's everything. I appreciate it, bro. You can move on to the next
Yeah, you
person.
have a good one, Brian. Moving on to Reese. What's up, you sport Trump? Nah, Reese left very quickly. Moving on to Brody. Y'all, I don't know what's going on.
Fuck you, Dean Withers, you piece of shit. Fuck you.
Okay,
Fuck you
Brody.
and Joe Biden.
I understand that, you're very emotional at your young age. You'll grow up. It's just a phase. Yo, Jaden, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that. Love, Jaden. You were awesome. Guys, have you guys enjoyed the guests today? I don't know why. I think they've been a little boring, if that makes any sense. I don't know what it is. Welcome in, BRG. Do you support Trump? Okay, they're not even here. I feel like we've just been doing this cycle where, like, I spend, 20 minutes trying to find one person to come up here. Everybody's a troll and just automatically leaves. And then we'll get one person to come up here that doesn't want to debate, but wants to ask a question. It's like, that's good. But guys, I want to be able to debate. You know what I mean? What's up, Jackie? Do you support Trump?
I love you so much.
Well, don't cry. Appreciate you for your kindness, though. We got Reese loading up in here. And Reese left a second time. Bro, Reese, stop hopping in that queue if you don't want to come up here and debate, bro. Come on. Yeah, guys, there's no Trump supporters left. Welcome in, Amira. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't, but I was just gonna tell you that I really respect you so much.
I appreciate you for your kindness, Amira. I appreciate you for your kindness, Ramira. All the respect goes right back to you. Yo, Abdullah, thank you so much for the $38 over on PayPal. Abdullah, you were awesome. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Let's get 400 Abdullah W's down below in that comment section right now. Thank you so much. You are fantastic. Now, Abdullah didn't leave a message. Just know that.
Can you dog my ass out?
No. It's going to move on to the next guest. Thank you so much for the love, Abdullah. We got that next guest, Creed, loading up into the box. Hello, Creed. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
And how?
Where's your anxiety pin at?
It's sitting on my lap.
Can I see it?
No.
Why not?
Because you don't have a right to see my anxiety pin. You're not entitled to it. You don't
But
get
I
free
am.
handouts.
Wait, is it an anxiety pin or is it a vape?
It's an anxiety pin. So why do you support Trump?
I'll get to that. I just want to know what's the difference between an anxiety pin and a vape. What's the difference in between those two?
One includes the very dangerous gateway by the name of nicotine. The other does
Right. So what's in it? Air? Flavored air?
lavender and chamomile, which are two natural herbs that have shown effects in studies by scientists to reduce your anxiety and cortisol levels.
Right. Okay. All right. So what's happening with that Trump thing that's happened today with Putin? Do you know or no?
Debate me on why you support Trump. Why do you support Trump as
Because I like what he did with abortion. I like what he is doing with the border, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh, you like what he did with abortion, so you support banning abortion to save the lives of more innocent kids?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Would you support banning your right to own a gun if it were to save the lives of more innocent kids?
I mean that my guns don't harm little kids, so.
No, but I mean gun control and restrictions as a whole, right?
I seen
do
your
reduce
video
the
on
amount
that,
of harm
yeah.
against kids.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, they do, right? No, this has been
Okay,
well
but
researched for a
there's-
long time.
okay,
Such as
parents
every town research is clear. The more gun control that a state has, the less gun deaths per 100,000 residents they have. Guns are the leading cause of death in our use. So if we were to implement more gun regulations, restrictions, or bans,
Maybe parents
then
should
we'd
control
see
their
less
kids
kids would be dying from the result of firearms, and that's just a statistical fact.
Maybe kids
banning
should
your
have a
access to own firearms reduces the amount of children that die because of firearms.
Okay,
So
then.
if you don't support infringing upon your rights, even if they were to save the lives of more innocent kids, why are you telling me that we should infringe upon the rights of women because you think it'll save the lives of more innocent kids?
Okay, that might be true, but at the same time, why do kids have guns in the first place? If a kid wanted a gun, even if you ban it, okay, you ban guns, what is that going to accomplish? Nothing.
Yeah, it'll actually accomplish less gun deaths, right? So bans or restrictions on firearms
Yes,
reduce
but
gun
people...
deaths.
I mean, obviously, but people who want a gun are still going to get it whether it's illegal or not.
And that does not change the fact that banning or restricting firearms reduces gun deaths, and that is the only relevant fact to my argument.
So you think guns should be banned?
No, I'm just simply trying to test the consistency of your logic. You would think guns should be banned.
Okay, but
if
there's
they
a
would have
diff-
saved the lives of more innocent children, the
Yeah.
same way you think abortion should be banned because you think it saved the lives of innocent children.
It
If you're telling
does.
me that you still want the right to own a gun, even though banning said right would save the lives of more innocent children, well, then can I just say that women should have the right to access abortion, even if it would kill more innocent children?
I just banning a gun because kids die to guns. Okay, yeah, but abortion, that's an unborn fetus that doesn't have it. I just don't see where you're trying to equivalent each of those two things. And
Yeah,
make it
gun
relevant.
restrictions and bans save the lives of more innocent kids. You should support them if you think abortion should be banned because it saves the lives of more innocent
No, I
kids.
should not.
Okay, why? So, wait. If you're telling us that you don't agree with policy that will save the lives of more innocent children, then why do you think abortion should be banned? Because it's not because you think
Banning
it'll
a
save the
gun-
lives of more innocent children.
Okay, but there's a difference in between gun. There's an easier way to restrict kids dying to guns. Have more mature parents.
Oh, okay. Well, guess
Watching
what?
the-
We can't sign a policy into law to make more mature parents, but we can sign a policy into law to reduce the immediate amount of children killed by firearms by implementing more restrictions.
Okay,
and
but
bans.
banning firearms isn't a whole. It's never been banned. How do you know that that's going to completely reduce the fact of kids dying to guns?
Yeah,
Just
point number
because
one,
it's banned.
restrictions have been implemented. Point number two, restrictions work. Point number three, you can see the data from Everytown research online that demonstrates the more gun restrictions that a state has, the less gun deaths per 100,000 residents they have. And if you want to talk about total bans, this is also something that we see to be true in the UK. So, yeah. Once again, we know that this is the outcome, but even if we were to not know the outcome, we just move it from the question, do you now support these restrictions or bans because they lead to this outcome? But rather, if it were to lead to this outcome, hypothetically, would you support it?
I mean, no, I still want to. I mean,
Oh, okay. So why
Yeah.
shouldn't you lose your right as a man to own a gun, even if it were to save the lives of more innocent kids? But women should lose their right as a woman to
Because it's
access
not-
healthcare
I'm not-
because you think it'll save the lives of more innocent kids.
Because I'm not. Kids shouldn't have guns. Okay, ban kids from having guns. You can do that too, which it already is illegal. So,
Right.
but banning
It's
guns
already
in a whole,
illegal. What?
Yeah, banning guns in a whole shouldn't. That would never work.
Okay, so you're telling me that you should have a right to hold that piece of metal in your hand.
Yes.
Regardless if that right leads to the deaths of more children.
Okay, but my gun doesn't lead to the deaths of other children. That's the difference.
But widespread policy to reduce ownership of guns or implement new restrictions would, which would, by proxy, necessarily include you.
Find a way to keep guns controlled more or something. I don't know, but guns should not be banned in a whole.
Okay. So I mean, then it's very simple. If you don't support banning things, even if banning it would save the lives of more innocent kids, then why should we ban abortion?
Because that abortion is murder. A little kid who, like a baby that is in the womb, can't defend itself.
Okay, so you're telling me that you support banning abortion to prevent more murder.
Yeah.
You support banning guns to prevent more murder.
No.
What's the difference?
The difference is I don't lose nothing for banning abortion, but
Oh, there you go. The difference
Yeah.
is what you as a man lose.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with that? I still okay. I don't wanna lose my gun.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is the
What
fact
is
that you're
wrong with
just
that?
yeah. The fact of what's wrong with that is you're basically telling us that you don't really care about kids. You just care
No,
about
I care
controlling
about
women and being selfish. No, because if you cared about kids, you wouldn't care that you'd be personally losing something.
Have
with a gun
mature,
ban.
have more mature parents. You
Yeah,
can't
this
change
is like
that
me
by
saying we
law.
shouldn't we shouldn't ban abortion. We should just have more safe sex. Oh,
I
wow,
agree
look
with
at
that.
that.
I do agree
Oh,
with
wait,
that.
you
Yes, we
agree
should
with the
have more
notion?
safe
You agree
sex.
with the
Yes.
notion that we shouldn't ban abortion, we should just have more safe sex?
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
Okay, great. Welcome to the liberal worldview of being pro-choice. Thank you.
Maybe like people shouldn't. If people are going to do the deed of making a child and then they don't like the results of having a child, maybe they should have never done that in the first place.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe intercourse has more than one outcome, and the more typical outcome of intercourse would be pleasure, and it is the case that there's
Oh.
nothing wrong with killing a fetus.
Oh, so would you rather be a murderer or have pleasure?
Well,
Which
I
one?
think, I'd obviously rather be a murderer. Dude, stop it with the hyperbolic bullshit. If you listened to the last thing that I said, you would have heard me said that I don't think abortion is murder.
Abortion is murder, though.
Okay, really? Why? What's murder? Can you define that silly little word for me?
Killing somebody.
Killing somebody's murder?
An innocent person murdering an innocent person is murder.
Murdering an innocent person is murder. So you can't use the term in the definition. Did you mean to say
Killing
an innocent person is murder?
Killing an innocent person is murder.
Great, there you go. So do you think that doctors are murdering patients in the hospital when they pull life support off of brain dead patients because they're killing an innocent person? They're ending their biological life? They're dying?
I mean, I guess you could consider it that.
Oh, so should we ban that too?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe you don't know? So you don't know if we should ban murder?
Oh, okay, yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Okay, have you ever advocated that for that a day before in your life?
No, because I never thought about it, but thank you for
But now that you've thought about it, you support banning pulling the plug on brain dead patients in the hospital?
Yes, we should ban that.
Okay. And what's a serial killer? Would you define a serial killer like colloquially with what we understand of being like more than a 3-count murder?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you think that the doctors that are pulling the plugs on these patients are serial killers since they've done it more than 3 times?
If we're going to consider that murder, yeah.
Okay. Can we agree that serial killers should go to jail for the rest of their life?
Yeah, I agree with
that.
that.
Doctors should go to jail for the rest of their lives?
Okay, but isn't it the family's decision to pull the plug on somebody that is brain dead?
Well, if you're saying it should be the family's decision, even though it's murder, what about abortion? Isn't that what the moms would say?
Okay, but there's a difference. I mean, I guess there's not a difference. Okay, then yeah, we should ban it.
Okay, so now I just feel like you're being bad faith because you just posited that you think it should be the family's decision, but once you acknowledge what the outcome of this would have been in the context of abortion, all of a sudden you walk that back.
I said, isn't it the family's decision? I didn't say that. Okay, then yeah, it is. So it's not the doctors are the ones physically pulling the plug, but I mean, the family's the one who decided on this.
Oh, so do you think if the family should go to jail for the rest of their life?
Well, they're not the serial killer though.
So the serial killer would be the doctor. So the doctor should go to jail for the rest of their life.
Don't know, should they?
Well, now you're telling me you don't know if serial killers should go to jail for the rest of their lives. What's more insane? Getting an abortion because you don't want to be a family, you don't want to start a family before the family ever starts and the fetus is invaluable, or literally holding to the position that you don't know if serial killers should go to the jail for the rest of their life. That doesn't sound too pro-life to me.
No, but it does because...
Okay, it's pro-life to say that serial killers should be engaging in society and roaming free in their streets?
Okay, I'm not super knowledgeable on this or anything. You're obviously
you don't got to be knowledgeable about this at all. I feel like a third grader would agree that serial killers should spend the rest of their life in jail.
Yeah, I agree on that. But you're
okay. So then you do think that doctors that pull the plug on more than 3 brain dead patients should be in jail for the rest of their life?
You study all these things and you have these comebacks for all this. I don't have the right answer to that question, but I'm sure somebody does, but I don't. So I'm just going to go on and agree with you. But yes, abortion is murder. That's an innocent child, and there's...
Whoa. So you're basically telling me that I've been able to successfully defeat you in the context of our conversation here, but there's maybe possibly an answer out there, so you're not going to make the concession. Okay, that's what an argument from ignorance is called.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you beat me on that point in the argument because I don't know what to say.
Right, so if I beat you on that point in the argument, this just means that you shouldn't be pro-life anymore. At the bare minimum, what you should do is acknowledge that, okay, fine, you think it's wrong, but because you seemingly have like a trivialist argument that has now resulted in an internal contradiction and the absurdity of labeling doctors as serial killers that should be in prison for the rest of their life, you shouldn't vote for legislation that infringes upon the rights of others, right? Like, obviously, if we were to accept the notion that, whoa, we can, like, vote for legislation that infringe upon the access to healthcare of, like, 66 million Americans and end it, terminate it, and stop it, have caused, like, women to be viewed as human carcasses, have caused rape victims be denied access to abortion, et cetera, have caused women to die, that we should not be voting on the basis of contradictory logic. That's, like, the bare minimum.
Okay, but so you think abortion is 100% right? You know, do you think an abortion after...
Why are you deflecting?
I'm not deflecting.
You are deflecting because a non-deflection would be answering to the fact that I'm pointing out you are seemingly okay with using self-admitted contradictory lines of reasoning to vote for legislation that has resulted in dead women.
What are you talking about? Result in dead women. What's
you admitted that the reasons that you have to that you possess to argue that abortion should be banned are contradictory when you conceded the argument, and you are using these reasons to support pro-life legislation. Pro-life legislation has killed some women, meaning that you are using self-admitted contradictory lines of reason to vote for legislation that has killed women.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
Well, what you say is, Dean, holy shit, you're right. I shouldn't do that. That's what a rational person would say.
Dean, holy shit.
No, he just left. He didn't say anything. He just left. Moving on to the next guest, we got Blake loading up. David, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that. Brain death is a legal definition. If a patient legally is declared brain dead, then life support is taken off whether their family agrees or not in most states. In this guy's worldview, I would be in jail for serial murder. Yeah, no, a lot of doctors would be too. It's terrible. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. David, seriously, thank you for the 10. Thank you. All right, Kane with the $10 saying after hours of high-stake talks, Presidents Putin and Donald Trump concluded their meeting without reaching a final deal. Oh my God, I'm so surprised. I'm so shocked that they weren't able to reach a deal. Yeah. In fact, let's go ahead and pull up a message that I got from Matt going over his thoughts. Welcome in, Go Fire. Do you support Trump?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, one moment. Okay, Matt says his first takeaway is Putin spoke little about the Ukrainian war, says an agreement has been reached, but does not say what the agreement is. He puts onus on Ukraine not to mess it up. Trump says not quite there yet, progress made, and will call NATO and Zelensky after. Of course, mentioned the Russia hoax from 2016. So no specifics, no deal made. Okay, awesome. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Wait, you already told me that you do? Okay, in which ways do you?
Okay. I thought you were going to ask age and everything. I support more of the ideology that, in certain aspects, that he wants people to stop dying with wars and stuff.
Okay, then why does he want more people to die from lack of access to food or healthcare?
That's a great question. In the form of when you say form of access of healthcare and food, I think we're underneath the assumption that in form of food that are we talking about poorhouses or
we're talking about food stamps. We're talking about the food stamps that he revoked from 3 million Americans and healthcare that he revoked from 10 million Americans.
Okay. So I don't agree with the healthcare but I do agree more partially with the food stamps. And the reason why I think that is if you give people free things all the time, and I'm not saying everybody, but if you keep giving everyone free food with food stamps, eventually you have people that become dependent on just those food stamps, right?
Dependent to live on the food stamps is kind of like a necessary requirement to get the food stamps in America?
Okay, but all right, so you get food stamps because say you don't get a job. Right?
All that you just affirmed is that it's a necessity for them to survive. So your argument that people shouldn't have food stamps is that then food stamps are necessary for them to survive?
No.
Okay, then maybe I'm...
May I try again?
Yes.
All right. So if you have people, right, they get fired, right, from a job. Then they go apply for food stamps to support their family.
Right.
What is to stop them from just living off the food stamps for the rest of their life and not wanting to get a job?
Well, first and foremost, there's work requirements on food stamps, so that's not the way it works. And second of all, even if there wasn't work requirements, technically nothing, right? However, that's not how it works inside of reality. In reality, we know that food stamps are used as a launching pad to help individuals go from low income to middle income to high income. I'm going to shock you with this, but people don't like being poor. So people, on average, work to not be poor. And because people on average work to not be poor, that's why the food stamps can act as a launching pad to allow them to stop working 65 hours a week to pay for food for them and their family, bump their hours down to 35, and for the remaining 20, go to school, work on an online trade degree, interview for a higher paying job that will take a couple months, right? Seek other outlets on Indeed, et cetera, et cetera. The fact of the matter is, food stamps have a positive ROI in the sense that they give our citizens more economic mobility and make it easier to scale up income brackets. That is why 56% of people and families who do receive food stamps are only on them for 12 months or less.
Hey, I actually really do appreciate the information you give.
You're welcome.
All right, so if I may go to the next one.
Quickly before you do, let me thank two people. Emma, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you with the love, Emma. Emma says, okay, so he cares much about their people's unborn fetuses? Is he going to donate to fix a foster care system, or how about adopting some kids of his own that were first to be born? Oh, remember, Emma, he doesn't actually care about the kids. He just cares about controlling women. As well as David, thank you for the $20 as well. Show some love to David and Emma. David says, Dean, I'm a doctor at a major institution. What I'm saying is I have withdrawn life support in many patients throughout fellowship and as an attending physician. In that last caller's world, I would have been on trial for first-degree murder. Oh, David, no. You would be a terrorist. I mean, I'm going to assume that you as a doctor have done this like hundreds of times. What do we call people who have murdered hundreds of people? Domestic terrorists. As well as Annie, thank you so much for the $20, saying, did he just say, quote unquote, poorhouse? Did he just time travel from a Victorian orphanage? Oliver Twist is at you. Maybe that's something that's like in the Oliver Twist universe. I'm unfamiliar, but he did. I just kind of understood what he meant and moved forward. But anyways, thank you for the $20. Go ahead.
So one of the things I heard from an interview that I saw on TV from an interview is that he was asked about what he thought about the Ukraine and Russian war. And he just said that he wanted people to stop dying, right?
Yeah, but then more people died because he stopped funding.
Okay. May I hit you with the counter?
Well, sure, but I don't think there is a counter because even Trump has acknowledged this. You know, like the Trump administration resumed funding in early July because it caused more people to die when they stopped it.
I feel like that's a very double-sided side to that. We send billions of dollars to help another nation fight a war that's actually a sovereign nation, and I don't know if I remember this right. Russia actually technically has a right to invade its own sovereign nation that it was once part of.
Dude!
Hey,
according to whom? The Kremlin themselves?
I believe there's actually a contract with the CIS.
What is the CIS? No, actually, the Ukrainians, not technically, but obviously, have a right to self-determination, not only in the eyes of morality, but also in the eyes of UN international law.
Okay.
Yeah.
The UN international law.
Yeah, UN international law gives everybody a right to self-determination and sovereignty, meaning that the collection of people of Ukraine have said rights as a whole. And no, Russia does not have the right to infringe on that. This is simple. All I'm describing here is that no, one nation doesn't have the right to be an imperialist invading force and try to overtake another nation just because.
But wasn't Ukraine technically part of Russia at one point?
Okay, let's use your logic. A lot of U.S. used to be part of Mexico. In your eyes, does this mean that you think Mexico has a right to come onto American soil, kill our citizens, ethnically cleanse people from their houses, and attempt to reclaim the land in which was once theirs with the use of war, death, guns, bombs, etc.?
I never said it was right. We're talking about right.
You literally did.
So,
you did say it was right.
It is not.
If you have a right to do
right.
something, then it is right for you to do. It is your right to do it.
Okay. I'm just going to bow out of this. You're clearly smarter than I. No,
listen,
no,
before you bow, would Mexico have a right to do that?
If that is something that they wanted to decide as a president or however their legislation over their works, then yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Well, then ask you if that was just because you're gonna do something doesn't mean you have a right to do it, right?
Well, what I mean by right is different from the moral right and technically the right.
So then, what do you mean? What do you mean by right then? If it's not a moral right, what kind of right is it?
It's almost like essentially, it's like the right of being able to have abortion.
Okay, that's a moral right.
Okay, so
it's a moral right over bodily autonomy.
Exactly. So in my eyes, yes. I'm not saying everyone. So essentially, like the last guy you had, that to me is killing life, right? But in certain standards, it's okay. This could kill the mom. What do? You know that's obviously a mom decision.
So you do think it's a moral right? So you think that Russia has a moral right to invade Ukraine because Ukraine used to be a part of their country. Does Mexico have a moral right to invade some parts of the U.S. because some parts of the U.S. used to be a part of their country?
Technicality, if that was in the contract, like I said, if you're interested,
there's not a contract. It's just a fact of history. It's a fact of history that part of the U.S. used to be a part of Mexico.
well, wasn't every part of the world part of another nation in some type of way? Alexander the Great conquered almost.
So
Alexander the
according to
Great,
your logic, many countries, many nations would have the right to invade other nations.
yes, and it still happens. Hence the reason why we've had all these different wars.
So you're saying that those wars are just. Like, for instance, if Germany got up today and invaded Poland, France, and Spain, you would say they have a right to do that because Poland, France, and Spain were part of Nazi Germany, their nation, in the 1930s and 40s.
One more time, I'm sorry.
You're saying if Germany up and invaded Poland, France, and Spain today, they'd have a moral right in doing so because Poland, France, and Spain were a part of the greater Nazi Germany in the 30s and 40s.
No,
just like Ukraine was apparently a part of the greater USSR way back when.
I never said morally right. I said technical right.
What is a technical right?
Like I said, you have a right to go have an abortion.
That is a moral right, not a technical right, whatever that means. How about this? Don't give me an example. Give me a definition. Define technical right. Okay, he's going to Google. Dude, Google won't define that term because you just made it up on the spot. Like, unfortunately, it won't help you this time.
All right. Are you done making a spectacle of me?
I am. Do you want to answer the question?
All right. What was your formal question? One more time.
Define technical right.
Technical right is being able to do something based off the pre-existing idea that you have already had permission to this for all of eternity, or until a law was set.
Okay.
A moral right is being able, a morally right thing to do.
No,
is
I want to
based
stick.
off
I
what
want
you think
to. I want to stick on technical right. So you
Okay.
think that a technical right is having the right to do something through permission or consent?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that Ukraine is consenting to Russia's invasion?
That's not consent. Consent is different from a technical right.
You just agreed that you define technical right as having the consent to do something. So
No, consent through a contract of some force.
okay. So you now you're saying that Ukraine has a contract with Russia that's allowing them to invade Ukraine?
No.
Okay. So what kind of consent? Okay, where does the permission lie within Russia's apparent right to invade Ukraine? Who gave them permission?
As I said, it is a sovereign nation, right? And if I remember right in reading, there was a contract that was signed after the wars when it became a sovereign nation that if they cannot legally defend themselves, then they can be brought back into Russia.
So you're saying that there's a contract that Ukraine signed with Russia stating that they have the right to be invaded. Okay, show it to me.
Well, you told me.
I don't think anybody's stupid enough to believe that.
Okay, so my really dumb question is, if I do find this and I send it to your link, or send it to you, is there a way I can send it to you?
Yeah, just re-request.
Re-request?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I send you the link just through the type?
Yeah, man. Have fun looking for it. Yeah, guys. Woo! Ukraine actually gave Russia consent to invade them, to ethnically cleanse their people, to displace their civilians.
Yeah.
And to,
Let me clap your fat fucking cheeks. Please, Dean.
Not today, sir. Not today. Moving on. Where was I? I'm sorry. I got a little bit...
Hello?
I don't remember where I was at. I think that the theme of what I was saying was that last guess was stupid and wrong. Hello, do you support Trump?
No.
Based. I gotta ban you now because we're only looking to talk to Trump supporters. We got Michael loading up in. I'm sorry, maybe stupid is too far. Just misled. Chances are he was misled. Not stupid. Hi, Michael. Do you support Trump?
No.
Based. Moving on to Drippy Eduardo. Here we go. Go on and put a MAGA down below in that chat if you want to join. Mike, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you. Saying that America, the colonies, were once under control of England, meaning that England could invade us, Mexico could invade us. Oh, like indigenous individuals could start just killing all other Americans. Yeah. Phil Young with the $1 on Venmo saying, I have receipts that you're a liar, let me up. Phil Young, why would I let a P3 deal into my life? Andy, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Saying you're doing a really good job at educating people and staying open-minded. It shows. Thank you for the love, Andy. That is ANDI. Thank you. As well, Serenity with a $5. Kayla with a 5. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and load up that next guest right now. Everybody, go ahead and hop in that queue if you want to come up here and debate. Yo, Carolina with a $5. Thank you, Carolina. Carolina says, what would you charge to humble my wealthy godparents, teenage boy in Austin? $0.00. Just get them up on the live. Moving on to soy sauce. Let's see here. SADAF, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. SADAF says, I've watched you for 2 years as your career started. It's very rude of you. I'm trying to read a donation message. Can you calm down?
Yeah. I got you.
Whoa, what the fuck? Damn, dude. I was expecting like a 9-year-old. Okay, moving on. Cassie, thank you for the galaxy. What the fuck? Anyways, SADAF with a $10 on PayPal
Hello?
says, hi, do you support Trump, Eva?
Yeah.
Oh, really? How old are you? Okay, another scream. Can you guys stop fucking interrupting me? Sean's loading up. SADAF says, I've watched you for 2 years as your career started. During this time, I was getting diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease, and your streams have been my go-to. Thank you for your education and comfort you provide and everything you do. SADAF, I really hope that you're doing better now. That's crazy that you've been here for the last 2 years. That is just awesome of you. And I really do hope that you're doing better now. As well as TIARAN. Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal saying I've watched the life with Putin and there's been no deal with Ukraine. Of course there hasn't. But thank you for the 20. Fabian with the $10 saying you're better than me. I'd lose my patience with him so fast. It is a learned skill. It does not come natural. Emily with the $15, thank you. If I still talked to my grandparents, I would show them your debates. Maybe it could get you through to them, but I don't know. Thank you for doing such great work and helping the world become better one debate at a time. I try my hardest. I try my hardest, Emily. Feel free to request up with him. Welcome in, Sean. How old are you?
14.
You are 14? Fucking skedaddle, kid. Moving on to Marlene. Here we go. Yo, my mods just be banning the fetuses. Gotta love it. We're gonna move on to crew. Yo, Ellie, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that love. What's going on, crew?
Hello?
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
19. What year were you born in?
2006.
Very nice. Why do you happen to support the worst president of your life?
Because he's a great golfer.
He's a great golfer? He's kind of mid.
I don't know, man. Very good.
No, he's not. What? I have a question. What makes you say he's a great golfer?
He has like the best form out of all the golfers, you know? His form is awesome.
Yo, so does he clear Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
He clears one of the best athletes that has ever lived of all time?
Well, he is the...
Get the hell out of here. Now I know you're trolling. Let's go to get that next guest up here. Of course he's trolling if he's saying that he golfs better than Tiger. But he obviously wasn't trolling when he says that he supports him as president because he's a good golfer. Welcome in, CRSN. Do you support Trump as president?
Nope.
Banned. Bro, let me tell y'all, Tiger Woods. Listen, I'm a glazer of Mr. Woods, particularly within his skill on the course. Okay, He is one of the best one of the best athletes out of any sport compared to the other people in the sports. Tiger Wood clears, okay? He's shooting like 25 under. Everybody else in the 2000 Masters, they couldn't touch him. They couldn't get close. They were miles away. That's how good he was. Welcome in, Mr. Aaron. Do you support Trump? No. Goodbye. All right, y'all. Very hard to find people to debate today. Very difficult indeed. Very difficult. Quite frankly, absolutely terrible. Hi, Blake. Do you support Trump? No. Goodbye. Moving on. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded into the box. We got Stumpy connecting right now. Here we go. I'm kind of bored. I don't know. We have kids and trolls.
Cookie King mods the fuck out of you, bro.
Hell yeah. Moving on to Ant Sawyer. Of course he mogs me. Duh.
Yo, why'd you block me?
My mods probably blocked you.
Can you unblock me?
No, because my mods probably blocked you with a good reason. Get out of here.
Cause I screamed.
Okay. Y'all don't gotta block them if they scream. We'll leave them in the chat. But yeah, don't scream. What are you doing? What are you doing, kid? What are you doing? Welcome in. Do you support Trump, Nathan?
Yep.
Okay, how do you?
Own up to your mom.
Nathan 78374. Have a good one. Nathan 78374. We're gonna move on to Spencer. Here we go, everybody. Give us a minute. Hi, Spencer. Do you support Trump? Okay. Spencer's not here. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got that next guest loading up into the box right now. Hi, do you support Trump? That echo's unbearable, so I'm going to kick you. Goodbye. If you're watching and you'd like to pay for my fucking therapy after sitting through this nonsense, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I do get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. You could also support me on YT through Super Chats or through the Venmo and PayPal. We got User loading up in. Hi, do you support Trump?
I do, actually.
Oh, dude. Okay, I actually get a question for you. So right now we have 10,000 people in here. For whatever reason, you're the only Trump supporter that wants to come up here and debate me. Does that mean all the other Trump supporters in the live are scared, or does that mean that there aren't any Trump supporters left?
I don't know. They're probably scared. I've had a couple drinks, so I'm about it. So basically, I would just want to know why you don't support him first before I get into the big why I do.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of reasons why I don't support him. Where do you want me to start?
I guess for American reasons first.
Okay.
'Cause I heard the last guy talking about like Israel, so I'm curious about what your debate's on for solely for what he does for America, why you don't like him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he really fucking hurts America. Let me tell ya. He's imposed tariffs, which act as a regressive tax on the poor, fucking poor people over. He passed a big, beautiful bill taking health care away from 10 million poor people, fucking poor people over. He passed a big, beautiful bill taking food stamps away from 3 million low-income Americans, fucking poor people over. He restricted women and girls' access to abortion, which fucked poor people over because 50% of women that do access abortion do so because of financial instability. The big beautiful bill as a whole is reducing the purchasing power of everybody making at $51,000 per year or less, fucking poor people over and fucking the average American over. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting point.
No, okay, that's fair enough. So my arguments are more for how he treats the country more as a company than a country. I respect the fact on what he does for certain policies regarding, and keep in mind, I've had a couple of drinks, so I'm not going to be the best debater out here today. But basically, I respect the fact on what he's done is you can kind of see that he's trying to move a lot of companies like Apple and a lot of things is with the tariffs is he's trying to get rid of us from using too many of things importing and trying to bring a lot of companies into the country so we can get more money doing the exporting with the tariffs. That's kind of my side of it, and I'm definitely ready to hear your side.
Yeah, tariffs are really bad, okay? So, like, first and foremost, they do not cause companies to move to America. Why? Because the companies will rather stay where they are and, quote unquote, like, drop ship their products through a third country that doesn't have tariffs imposed on them by America. Take my anxiety pin, for instance. This shit is made in China. Right now, we have 35% tariffs on China. Did I pay any more for this? No. Why? Because they sent it from the production plant in China to a third country, don't know what it is, that we don't have tariffs imposed on, then sent it into America. Wow, that is one good way to save millions of dollars in 3 to 5 years to build new production plants.
But why can't it be made here is the question.
Well, the free market dictates that it won't because it's less expensive to make it in other countries.
But I feel like for example, like Trump, like recently, I noticed that he just did the $600 million deal with Apple to have them start working more in America than in other countries. Why can't we do that with pharmaceutical companies?
Well, I'll tell you, because Apple was already producing in America. They signed a deal to, one, invest $600 billion. This isn't new, nor is it special. When Biden won in 2020, they announced an investment of $400 billion at the height of the pandemic, by the way, so they weren't doing too well. They did that to appease Biden. And two, during Donald Trump's first inauguration, they invested $500 billion. And three, they said that they're going to bring manufacturing back to America. Well, it turns out they've already been manufacturing their hard screens for the iPhones in Kentucky for 20 years, and now they're just going to produce a little bit more, right? So it was just to stay in the good graces of the president.
All right. Well, fair enough. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let you go on to the next person because I'm not as obviously as skilled on this as you are, but thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. You have a great one.
Of course, man. You have a good rest of your day. For everybody watching, I think I'm going to start focusing more. Of course, we're still going to do these streams. This isn't going to be disrupted. But I'm just also going to put more time and attention into trying to debate larger people on the right. You know what I mean? Finding the Goliaths of the right and taking them on. Because I'm pretty sure it's just the average Trump supporter doesn't want to talk to me, right? Because I'm just simply I'm gonna win, right? Sorry if that sounds crazy. I'm a little tired, so I'm being pretty blunt. But I want to start focusing on talking to the Goliaths, debating Candace Owens, debating Charlie Kirk, debating all of the other annoying grifters that have made a livelihood off of glazing Donald Trump. And that sounds like some fun. So, you could expect that in the near future. There's a couple things that we're going to be doing here soon, talking to more of those Goliaths on the right. And then also, I'm going to be going to a bunch of campuses over the school year. That's going to be fun. I'm actually starting in Boulder, CU Boulder, on September 1st. Now, we're not going to have an official pop-up. We're not going to, have all the cool tables in the tent and the cameras and the lighting and the microphones and the speakers. But on the 1st, I'm going to be down there anyways because that's where I'm spending my birthday. And I'm going to talk to some students on campus. So that's going to be super fun. I'm probably just going to bring a sign down that says, "Prove me wrong." And we're going to have some conversations. So that's where I'm going to be at on September 1st. CU Boulder. Hell yeah. Now, let's try to get one last debate of the night, folks. We're going to be ending pretty early. We've been on live for maybe 3 hours and 10 minutes or so. And we're going to be ending at 3 hours and 20 minutes. So we're ending at the top of the hour here in 10 minutes. I do apologize for, the shorter stream today. But I'm going to be so honest. I'm really tired. I'm also really hungry. I don't know if you could tell I'm not at the top of my game. So I'm going to, take the second half of the evening off because of that. But let's try to get that next up in here. Right now, we got Cassie loaded in. Hello, hello. Do you support Trump? I'm going to take that as a no. Have a good rest of your day, Cassie. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now, everybody. If we don't get somebody up in the next 3 minutes, then I'm just going to take off a little early. Welcome in, You Can Never and Measy. Do you guys support Trump?
I support Trump To you
Okay.
guys.
All right, Measy, why do you support Trump?
What's not to support? Look what's going on right now.
What's
You
not
know,
to support about him? Do you want me to like
no,
tell you?
I mean, like, look what's happening right now. Like, you know, Putin and Trump just spoke. You know, there's attempts to go to have
Yeah, what was
peace.
the outcome of the speaking?
There was
of
no
the
like
meeting?
you know, there wasn't any concessions made, but the attempt was made, right? There's a channel of communication that's more than a lot of people have done in recent years, you know?
You know that he conceded to what the Democrats wanted? I feel like if you really care about Russia and Ukraine, you should give some more you know, brownie points to the Dems here.
To the
Because
Dems?
what did the Dems run on? They ran on continued funding to Ukraine. What did Trump run on? We're gonna take it away. Day one, he did take it away, right after his meeting with Zelensky. Do you know what he did on July 11th, though?
Took away the funding?
No, he resumed it because the Dems were right all along.
Hmm.
Because when Ukraine is weaker because they're not getting funding or weapons from us, then Russia's stronger and they have more incentive to attempt to gain control of the region, right? And then they realized this would actually make resolving the conflict harder because they're stronger. Why would they accept a ceasefire agreement when they could just kill more people to get what they want? Compared to when they're weaker, there's more pressure on them to accept a ceasefire agreement because it's a little bit harder to get what they want, right?
I think we just tried to do it one way, and now we're going to go back to the old way of trying it. Maybe this way will work, but we have to keep trying different avenues. You know, we can't just stay stuck on one method.
No, but there was good reason to believe that his avenue wouldn't have worked before it didn't work.
You know, you don't know unless you try, sir.
No, you do know. You do know. No, like, of course, we know. That's why, like, foreign policy experts exist. We learn from history. We learn from prior conflicts. We could use prior conflicts in history and things we've learned from it to, like, project models of what a potential outcome will be. That's what strategy is, right? And Donald Trump's strategy was the worst strategy out of the two, and now you got to concede to this. Right? If Kamala Harris won, it seems like things will be better off. So maybe that's one reason why you shouldn't support him. It's funny that you brought this up.
That was his point of view, and I feel like a lot of Americans had that point of view as well. Like, why are we?
Yeah, because you got duped by Don McCon. That's why.
No, a lot of people had these point of views. These aren't just Donald Trump's views. But no one got duped.
But you know who didn't have this failing point of view? Kamala Harris.
Yeah, the Democrats. Okay, yeah, because you guys wanted to keep funding them, but we wanted.
And we were right. We were right.
You were right. I mean, are you right? Because we're just going back to this and we're going to hope that this continues to work. But who knows? It could be years before we have peace by doing this method. And who knows? Maybe we come up with another method. Maybe this new negotiation, you know, like.
But I mean, all that you're telling us is that this isn't like a clear reason to support Trump because now it's gone very abstract and vague and nobody knows. Maybe it'll be years. Maybe we'll come up with a new one. Okay, so like, why do you support Trump? Because you obviously sound like very vague on this.
No, I support him because he's open to like ideas. He's open to like going against the status quo and trying something new.
But when it's worse than the status quo, we should condemn it.
Okay, but we don't know that until he did it.
No, that's not true. We knew it before he did it. Why do you think I was sitting on live arguing and debating this every single day?
I don't know.
Even before the election. Before the election, I could have told you it was wrong. Why? Well, think about it. Because when the victim's weaker, the aggressor's stronger.
I think the money's probably being spent a lot more well and not maybe going to waste like before. And he wanted to just stop it and kind of like get an understanding exactly where the money's going. Okay, that's a know where the money's going, how much money's going to them.
Bro, be honest. You just made this up on the spot. Are you serious?
I'm thinking what Trump might be thinking. I'm trying to get into his mind.
Yo, it's just like crazy because you look at him like a god. Let me explain. I used to debate Christians, Christian apologists all day, every day. And one thing that they would do is if I'm able to point out a probabilistic problem with their religion, saying, like seemingly this is an internal issue with the logic of your support for your God, well, they would always turn around, they'd say, well, it's possible that there was good reason to do this. It's possible that this isn't an obvious failure of my beliefs. And that's kind of what you're doing for Trump right now. I'm basically giving you a slam dunk. All right. I'm telling you that the Dems were right all along. Donald Trump was wrong, and now he's conceded to what we wanted before the election. And then you're like, well, there's some vaguely possible explanation that I have no data to represent as true, no reason to find it to be the case outside of the fact that it is possible. And if we want to accept the idea that we could believe in things to be true, given that they are possible, this is what opens up the door to every conspiracy theory ever. It's possible that Bush did 9/11. It's possible that the earth is flat. It's possible that, denim jeans are dyed with a particular substance that is giving children cancer. It's possible that brushing your teeth causes you to have more cavities than not. It's possible that the fluoride in our water is shortening our lifespans. It's possible that modern medicine as a whole is setting us back centuries, right? And just because those things are possible doesn't mean they're true. So just because it's possible that we didn't know where the funding was at, it was being given to Ukraine in an organized manner. They weren't truly extracting all the value from it to further their goals and our agenda of national security and saving lives globally. And Donald Trump stopped that, and now he's re-implemented it in a way in which makes sense, is secure, is tracked, and is following its particular prerogatives. Doesn't mean that it's true.
Well, the way you said it sounds a lot better than I did, but I agree with the last part. It might not be true, but it's like we won't know until the future, until time tells us the truth.
Could you give me any evidence of it being the case?
I can't until only time will tell.
Okay. Well, if you can't give me evidence of your belief, then you shouldn't believe it.
I just don't think. I mean, the Democrats obviously just wanted to continue this work, keep funding them with like money and weapons, keep funding their economy, and I think a lot of Americans just didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, and every American that didn't want to do that is wrong. Was wrong, and is now proven wrong. It's simple. You just can't come to terms with the fact that Trump did something bad. Zach, thank you for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. I am not going to be reading your message, but thank you for the love, Zach. Everybody show some love to Zach down below. That is Z-A-K. Thank you so much, Zach. You were awesome, man. Huge shout out to Zach. Anything else you want to go over, Meezy?
No, you got me there. But
right, man.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you as well, Meezy. All right, hey, for everybody watching, I know that it is super early for me to be getting off. We're getting off around 35 minutes ahead of schedule. However, unfortunately, this will be the end of the stream today. I'm going to go get some food and go golfing. Chat, I've been enjoying golfing. Isn't that weird? What a weird thing to enjoy, golfing. But I have. I watched Happy Gilmore 2. It piqued my interest. I went out on the range and I hit like a 150 meter drive, and I'm fucking hooked. I'm hooked. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna spend my evening doing. I love you all. Maybe before you head out, make sure to drop a like, y'all. And yeah, I will see you all again tomorrow. If you want a notification when I go live tomorrow, make sure to follow my updates channel over on Instagram. You could find me on there by just typing in